Reagan, let's get a divorce. There's no reason for us to be a couple anymore.
Excuse me? It's not April Fool's Day yet, Darian, so what is this all about?
Really think that me of all people would be joking about something like this? If that's the case, then how about you grab a glass of water, pour it over your head to wake yourself up?
I knew you weren't joking. You aren't the type to ever joke around anyway, and you hate when I try to have any fun. So that really does mean you want to get a divorce now, right?
That's right. To prepare for this, I've already gone out and gotten the divorce papers. I've already filled out and signed my part, so now it's just on you to finish this off for us.
Now hold on there, Darian. You should start by telling me why exactly you want to get a divorce.
You want me to give you the reason? Oh, there's no point in doing that now. I just don't see this relationship between you and I going well anymore, so that's why I'm wanting to call things off now. So go ahead and sign the papers like I've asked.
Well, until you give me your reason behind all of this, I'm not going to comply. There's also this whole thing with my daughter turning 18 years old this year, right? We're not going to have to really worry about her anymore. So from here on out, it's supposed to be just you and I enjoying the later years of our life together, right? Now give me your exact reason for why you think a divorce is such a good idea.
It's because they're no longer being a child in the house anymore, but I want this divorce. I was thinking this would be the perfect timing for me to end things with you, now that your daughter's leaving.
What?
I'm very thankful for what you've done, because you took on all the chores and cooking in the house, as well as raised the girl. I was able to focus all my time into work and the like. But here's the thing. Now that there's no longer going to be a kid around the house, I no longer need you.
Excuse me?
It was really fun having a kid around, you know. But now that she's turning 18 and will be off to college soon, there's no need in us being married. So please just sign the divorce papers for me. I want to go into the second part of my life alone, so that I can start from square one again.
And it's a problem for you to have me with you in that next part of your life. How? I was planning on focusing on spending more time with you now that there won't be a kid in the house anymore.
Let me make this a little more clear for you. In this new part of my life, you are no longer necessary. Now, since you're no longer of any use to me, please pack your things, get ready to leave the house. Once Kayla has had her graduation and everything, you are out of there. This is how things are going to happen.
Hey, Mom, there's something I'd like to ask you. Have you been getting in the talks with Dad about getting a divorce? Why do you want to know about all of that? Was I acting strange or something this morning? I was trying to continue living life as though nothing had been going on between him and I. It's not that, Mom. If anything, I'm asking because you've been acting so normal, but I see it now. What you just said confirms that you and Dad have been talking about divorce. Why are you laughing about that? And why do you already know about the divorce? Did your dad already talk with you about the divorce or something? I didn't hear anything from Dad about this. Actually, all this time, Dad's been staying late at work and is never around to talk with me. I don't even know what he looks like anymore, to be honest with you. I think it's been about a week now since I last talked with him. Then how did you come to hearing about the divorce? I was told about it by one of my friends. What? One of your friends? You remember my good old friend May, who I've been friends with since middle school? Well, her and I ran into one another the other day while I was walking home from school. Oh, I remember May. Actually, was that on the day you came home late from your graduation rehearsal? That's right! At the time, she was out with some of my other friends from middle school, and, well, while I was on my way home, she was with them all at the park, so I decided to drop by and talk. At that time, we both started talking about how things have been going and where we're going for school next. From what she was telling me, though, she's gotten herself a job working at a strip club here in town. Apparently, she doesn't want to go to college and would rather just start working. Oh, was that right? Well, if that's what she wants to do, then so be it. She has always had such a body, if you know what I mean. And didn't she get her first boyfriend back in 7th grade or something? He was a freshman in high school, which was pretty big news to everyone. I suppose being surrounded by boys that early on really had an effect on what she wants to do in life. That's what she was saying too, Mom. And from what she's been told, a lot of men at that club love her. She's making so much money right now that I'm sure she'll never need to go to school again. Well, as long as she's happy with that line of work. Well, she was also talking about how hard the work is. She has to work all night and sleep all day most of the time. There are some pretty strange men that'll go there too, she said, and, one of those men happens to be Dad, of all people. When she said that, I was so shocked that I just started laughing. What did you just say? She told me to take a look at the texts this guy was sending her, so I took her phone and had a look through everything. That's when I realized she was talking about Dad, and then she confirmed that with me. Apparently, he is so invested in the strip club now that the only thing I can do is laugh. I honestly cannot believe this. He's always been such a serious man and even told me that he hates indecent women. There were even times when other men from his office would try and take him to a strip club, yet he'd never budge. Really? Well, from what May has told me, he's been going there all year. Sometimes even going as much as 3 times a week. What? 3 times a week? She said he went about 3 times last week as well. So he might be telling us that he's staying late at work, but in reality, he's going out to that strip club. I guess he'd rather have fun out with those ladies than come home to see us. And, well, he's most interested in a woman my age, to the point that from those texts I read through, I could tell he'd want to ask for a divorce. There's no way. He's already told you he wants a divorce now, right? After he said that to you, I got another text from May. She started to talk about how he said to her that he'd be getting a divorce and asked me if everything here was okay. May's been worried about you and I ever since, actually. So that's why you know about all of this? And now I have a better understanding of your dad, too. Oh, please don't blame May for anything, okay? She's just been doing her job, and part of that has involved Dad, of all people. She's actually wanted to tell him to stop coming to her multiple times now, but I told her not to do that. This is a problem within our family, and she shouldn't have to get involved any more than she already has. Of course I'm not going to blame her for anything, and I completely understand how you feel about things now. Please tell May that I'm sorry for what your dad's been doing, okay? I'm sure things are really tough for her, having to please one of her friends' dads like that. I've already apologized to her more than enough. May's already told me about how annoying Dad is at the club when he comes, saying he tries so hard to find her, and when he does, he'll speak to her about things like marriage and how he'll love to have a family. He doesn't even do anything you'd normally do at a strip club half the time because he's too focused on marriage with her. She never thought Dad was this crazy of a man. I feel the same way, to be honest. I never thought your dad was that crazy. At least it doesn't seem to me that he was spending too much there, so I'll forgive him for that. But the fact that he hasn't just been going there 3 times a week sometimes, but to go and see a girl that's his daughter's age? What the hell? I can't be bothered with your dad anymore. I think that by this point, the best option is to give him what he wants and get that divorce. Please don't worry about me at all, Mom, and do what you think must be done here. What? You are my kind and loving mom, after all, so I don't want you to live with a man like that anymore. And you don't even need me to give you my opinion on anything since I am moving out this year and will have my own job and money going into college. There really is no need worrying about me, Mom, so please do what you want with the loser. Kayla. Well, I don't like to say this, but the man is my father, right? And to you, he's your husband for a very long time now, right? I'm sure you might choose not to divorce him, but I'll leave that all up to you. No matter what choice you make here, I'll have your back, Mom.
Today's a big day for us. So, how are things with the divorce papers? Also, where are you right now, Reagan?
So you've finally woken up, huh? Good morning. I'm going to hand in the divorce papers right now. I was just taking a small walk before doing so, though.
Oh, so you hand them in for me now, then?
Yep. I was going to divorce you today, just like you were asking for. But before I get to the courthouse, is there anything else you have to say to me?
Huh? Anything else I have to say to you? Good work being my wife for so many years? That good?
So you're not even going to tell me about your lady friend at all, then? I hear that you've become very attached to a very young girl and all, so I was thinking it would be nice of you to finally give me the reason for why you wanted this divorce.
What?
I know everything about the young girl you've been trying so hard to stay with. And you already went and explained happily to that girl that you and I would be getting a divorce now, right?
I was thinking this divorce would go off without a hitch. Did you actually go out and look into what's going on with me, behind my back? What the hell ever happened to people having some privacy?
What privacy are you talking about, Darian? You were talking all about how Kayla will be out of your hair now and that you wanted to live the next part of your life on your own. You went on about all these things regarding being by yourself and enjoying your time, only to have me find out that this was all for a girl the same age as Kayla? Are you really just going to sit there and act as though what you're doing is healthy?
Shut the hell up. We're already getting this divorce. How about you lay off me now? Just shut your mouth. Go hand in those papers for me.
Huh? Why are you trying to hide all of that from me?
You already looked into everything, right? Therefore, you already know how cute of a girl she is. The day I met with her was the day I realised just the kind of woman she could become. She's the kind of girl that deserves to stand next to me for the rest of her life. Unlike an old hag like yourself, she's both young and smiley, just like the woman of my dreams.
Darian, are you being serious right now? That girl is the same age as your daughter, Kayla. What is all this talk about you making her your wife and crap?
Same age as my daughter? Well, that has nothing to do with what I want to do with her. She just so happens to be the same age as Kayla, but so what?
Uh-huh, I see. So that's what you have to say about it then? Well, if that's the case, then that's all I needed to hear. I am seriously disappointed in you now, but who cares, right? At least now I'm feeling pretty alright with handing in these papers.
Alright. Hurry up and get those in, right? I got no use for a woman like you anymore. As for all those things like raising Kayla, doing the chores, thank you very much. Now it's time for me to get remarried to a much younger girl.
Kayla's laughing her ass off right now.
What?
She's sitting right next to me, practically wetting herself laughing. This girl has always been so carefree, right? And right now just goes to show just how laid back she really is, laughing at her own dad, who she's learned is such a fool.
Oh, wait a second. Sitting next to you? Where are you right now? You told me you were just going for a little walk, was all, before handing in the papers, right?
That's true, but I'm walking to her graduation first. And once I've arrived there, I'll go to the courthouse since her high school's right next to it. There is a little bit of time before the graduation starts, though, so she's joining me to go to the courthouse right now.
So that's what's going on. So this means that Kayla has heard from you already about the divorce?
That's right. And she told me I can do whatever I want in this divorce. That's why I'm planning to talk to everyone at the graduation today about the divorce. I even plan to talk with the one girl you've been so deeply invested in, May.
What?
I'm sorry about that, Darian. She probably doesn't go by May at the local strip club, right? Oh, what was it again? Sparkle?
What?
Oh, everyone's starting to laugh about this now. Not only is your daughter laughing so hard right now, but so is Sparkle. Those two went through all the trouble of having their makeup done for today, but their tears are starting to ruin it all. They're going to need me to redo their makeup here soon.
What? Wait. What's going on right now? Sparkle's laughing. What? She's with you now as well? At the graduation ceremony? And wait, what, May? That's Sparkle's real name?
Jesus. Dad, have you gone off the deep end or what for May? I can't believe this serious man I called Dad all my life is now starting to freak out because Mom and I are here with May. I can't even begin to stop myself from laughing right now. But good God, Dad, what the hell is wrong with you? Hiya, Dad. I heard about this from Mom already, but congratulations on getting a divorce. Are you going to head over to the strip club later and propose to May or something? Oh, I mean Sparkle. Well, I think you shouldn't do something like that, considering you'd be proposing to the same girl that's been my friend since middle school. And if you've already gotten an engagement ring and everything, that's kind of a waste.
Hold on. What the hell is all this about right now? What do you mean your friend from middle school?
You have been aware that her and I are the exact same age, right? And well, that would also mean today she's having her graduation ceremony, like me. She also works at a strip club here in town, so of course she must have grown up in this town, right? So if you actually put some thought into it, you'd probably start to think she might even be a friend of mine.
Well, I thought about something like that being the case. At your school, your middle school, there was a lot of kids there, right? So I just assumed there was a high chance you weren't friends with her or anything. Definitely not best friends.
Oh, that's right. Back when I was in middle school, you were so focused on your job that you never even bothered to be around the house when I had friends over. So you would have never been aware of the fact that May is one of my best friends, and that her and I have been trying to stay in touch with one another through high school.
Kayla? So, is Sparkle really named May?
That's right. The #1 most popular stripper at that club right now, Sparkle, just so happens to be my friend May. Yet for some reason, my dad, of all people, has fallen in love with my friend and wants to marry her. Not only has she told me about all the stories of how terrible of a customer you are there, but now she's going to have to think about having you kicked out of the club for good. Honestly, the only thing I can do about all of this is laugh.
I'm not some terrible customer there. I'll never go there, cause any trouble for anyone. I don't even remember her ever telling me that I've made her uncomfortable before. I also happen to be a very understanding boyfriend to her and know what she has to do for work. That's why I do my best to go there as much as possible, to take up her time and pay for her. If anything, I'm kind of a gentleman for doing all that.
Oh, wait, come on now. You're actually going to make me piss my pants, Dad. What the hell was that all about you being her boyfriend just then? Oh, you are 100% the most disgusting man I have ever heard about.
Did you just call your dad disgusting?
You're not my dad anymore. Not only have you started to go to the strip club to be around your daughter's friend all the time, but you've gone and called yourself her boyfriend for some reason and think that you actually have a chance of marrying her? I don't need a dad as embarrassing as you are.
Excuse me?
By the way, go have a look at your face in the mirror, please. You honestly think that a young woman such as May would ever want anything to do with you? You have nose hairs longer than the Nile River, a head as bald as Antarctica, and so many rolls on your neck that you look like a turkey. No self-respecting woman would ever want you around them saying you're going to marry them.
Did you just say I look like a turkey?
The only reason May has ever been kind to you is for your money and because you're a customer. All of that smiling and kindness from her and all those cute texts from her to you, all of that was just a part of her job. Even I know that. However, someone as old as you couldn't pick up on what was going on. You literally are the grossest old fart around.
Huh?
No way my cute friend over here is ever going to become your little wife, you geezer. If you've picked up on what I've put down for you, don't you ever go to that strip club again. I'll make sure that May tells the bouncers to keep your ass out of there forever, just in case.
Are you kidding me? Her and I really have something between us. I don't give a damn if she's been a friend of yours since middle school. Get out the way of our love.
Ugh, you're screwed. Can't even take a hint, can you? I need to go and tell Mom to hurry it up with handing in the divorce papers before you start making any sense of what you're doing.
You're the one who's screwed, calling your own dad disgusting and gross while also calling him a turkey. After this divorce has happened, don't you ever come around me ever again.
The same goes for you, asshole. Don't you ever come around my mom or I ever again.
Reagan, hurry up and come back to this house. I need you to care for my injuries right now.
What was that?
Tonight, I went out to see May at the strip club. I had a thing of flowers with me and I was going to tell her congratulations on the graduation. I was also going to tell her about the divorce and bring her an engagement ring, but when I got to the front door, they told me I was banned and wouldn't let me inside. And when I started to call May, she wouldn't answer any of my calls.
And when you realized the truth about how she really does not like you, it broke your heart and now you want me there to fix it?
This has nothing to do with my heart right now. I need you to tend to my face. I tried to force my way past the bouncer with all my strength, and right as I got past him, an even bigger man came around the corner, punched me so hard on the cheekbone it split it open, knocked me out. When I came to, a couple of seconds later, he told me to get lost before he made it impossible for me to walk home. He then went and stamped on both the flowers I had for May and chucked the ring into a sewer drain. My face freaking hurts like hell right now. Now hurry up and come to the house so you can treat my wounds.
I don't care about your wounds. You and I are divorced now.
I'll have the divorce taken back. If I'm not going to be able to marry her, then there's no reason for me to divorce you. Sir Reagan, hurry up and come back to me. You can be my wife again.
Huh? No way you're being serious about that now.
There's no way a woman as old as you, who's been a housewife for so long, could live on your own now, right? You won't be able to find yourself any work, so you need me to take care of you. So come back here, now.
Let's not be too hasty with all the BS here, alright? I already have myself a job and a house now. And so far, living on my own for less than a day has been great.
What did you say?
I went and talked with May about working at the strip club, and they've been looking for another bouncer to stand out back. So I asked her to please tell them I'd want to work there, and they let me join them.
You're going to work at a strip club now? And the same one that May's at?
The owner just so happens to be a very caring person. When I told her about what had happened to me, she said to me right away that I'd be getting the job. Considering that as a housewife I'd done things like cleaning and cooking all the time for you, I was also used to handling you when you got out of line or totally wasted. So because of that, not only will I be working here as a bouncer with those two big men you met earlier, but I'll also be making a little extra for cooking up meals for everyone. I was just hearing some loud banging from outside not too long ago. That must have been the moment my coworker Kurt punched you in the face and knocked you out. I'll have to ask him about how that went down later. He'll probably want something great to drink as well after his fist had to meet with the face of such a disgusting old man.
Wait. Are you really going to work at that strip club for the time being? I'm telling you right now that you can come back to me, become my wife again. You'd rather abandon me, work at a place like that?
Well, since I'm aware that you're not allowed here anymore, I feel compelled to work here. Now you take good care of your face. Let's both have a wonderful time living this next part of our lives on our own. After that, my ex-husband Darian tried coming into the strip club many more times. But every single time, both of those bouncers downstairs handled him and made sure he had no way of getting to me at the top. This made both myself feel good as well as May, who was the most worried about him. Actually, Darian has been trying so hard and so often lately that every time he comes, he is looking worse and worse, like he's been hit by a few cars now. But what's made things even worse for the loser is he'll go into work looking that way as well, causing himself to become the laughingstock of the whole office building. Soon, rumors started to spread as well regarding what's happening with him, and his boss decided it was time he was moved out of their office building. As of right now, the only thing I've heard about him is that he was moved to a smaller office on the other side of the state, where he's now having to live in company housing while working 6 days a week. As for what's been happening with my daughter Kayla, she's been working some while also studying some at school. But when she has a hard day at either of those two places, she'll come on over to the strip club and relax with May and myself.
You know, I was really looking forward to today since Ben told me that he had a beautiful sister that he knew I would love. But I show up to the dinner, and who does he introduce me to? Some ugly old lady. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but you really showed me a new kind of love today. What? I was born an only child, so I've always wanted an older sister since I was a little girl. A beautiful, perfect older sister who is mature and can help me with anything in life. But I guess what I get is an ugly old lady who doesn't even seem reliable for anything. I don't need a sister if this is what I'm getting.
Sabrina, are you okay? I thought we just became friends after getting to know each other at the dinner earlier. Why are you saying these things to me?
Of course, I'm going to act friendly with you if Ben's there. But the truth is that I was really disappointed by you. I was really excited to meet you since Ben kept bringing you up about how proud he was to have you as his older sister. So, I dressed up all nice and showed up to see a wrinkly old lady waiting for us. How is it even possible that the two of you were born 10 years apart? I just wanted to go home at that point, but I didn't want Ben to feel bad for bringing me, so I just acted as nice as I could.
And you think it's the right thing to do to say all of those horrible things to my face after we leave? Couldn't you have at least kept those thoughts to yourself? Preferably to the grave? It isn't too hard to imagine how someone would feel after being called an ugly old lady, you know?
I told you all of this because I feel the need to make things clear.
What do you mean?
Wasn't I adorable at the dinner, all smiley and happy? Well, I didn't want you to get the wrong idea and start treating me like a younger sister, so I told you how I really felt.
This is why I have trust issues. Whatever, good for you.
The bottom line is, don't talk to me ever again, okay? I don't want to be seen talking to some old hag like you, and nor do I want to waste my time talking to you.
Could you stop mocking me just because you're young? You're going to end up regretting it when you're my age, trust me.
Do you really think I'm making fun of your age itself just because I'm younger than you? I would never do that. I know that I'll be your age one day too.
It sounds like that's exactly what you're doing right now. Why would you make fun of me for being an ugly old hag if it wasn't because I'm old?
Because you're ugly. Besides, I'm not even making fun of you. I just hate being near people like you, so I'm being very honest with you and myself.
I don't understand a single thing you're saying.
I'm saying that it's not a matter of choice. I just inherently hate being near people like you, and I can't help it. A lot of ladies who are over their 30s are so obnoxious and full of pride, and I absolutely hate people like that. See, I have a proper reason to repel you as a person.
What kind of reason is that? It's not like every single person that's over 30 is mean.
No, every single one of you is horribly mean. Just take a look at my workspace, and you'll see that I'm telling the truth.
What?
All the women over 30 there are so prideful and unkind. They're all jealous of me because I'm so young, and they practically bully me like in grade school. So I decided that the best thing to do in response is to hate their guts back.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
As a matter of fact, it really isn't just the people who I work with, it's every single middle-aged person. They all disgust me. So I decided to hate everyone who's over 30 years old. That's why I hate you as well, Molly. I wish you people who hate young people just because you're jealous should all just disappear.
Hey Ben, I want to talk about Sabrina with you. Do you have a minute?
Yeah? What's up?
Well, it seems that Sabrina hates my guts.
What? Why would she hate you? You guys barely met. She seemed to like you a lot at the dinner last night.
That's what I thought too, but I received a text from her today. She said that she couldn't believe that the two of us were 10 years apart, and that she didn't want an ugly old hag that's over 30 to be her older sister.
She said that to you?
Yeah, but don't misunderstand her. Apparently, she's been through a lot with her colleagues at work. And now she has a sort of phobia towards people who are middle-aged or older.
What do you mean she has a phobia? And why'd that apply to you?
She said that her colleagues at work have been very unkind towards her, and that the people who attacked her for being young are all over 30 years old. So she started to grow and initiate fear for people around that age inside of her.
So now she hates you just because you're in the same age frame as her? How does that make any sense? Just because you're the same age as them doesn't mean you're as mean or disrespectful as those people.
Well, it seems like it makes sense in her mind. She told me not to speak to her ever again, and that she has no intentions of getting close to me. But, I mean, we are, as a matter of fact, becoming in-laws, so I was wondering if you had any ideas as to how I could become closer to Sabrina.
First things first, I'm sorry for all this. I didn't even think that Sabrina would be capable of saying such mean things to anyone. In her name, I apologise.
It's fine, and it's nothing for you to apologise about.
Thanks. So this is all because of her trouble at work, huh? That's probably the reason why she's been so insistent on becoming a stay-at-home wife after we get married.
What?
I've actually heard about the fact that she's been having some trouble at work on a few occasions. She's been asking me over and over again if she could just take care of the home instead of the both of us working. So if her problems at work are getting to her that badly, then that's probably why she doesn't want to be there anymore. But it'll be difficult for me to single-handedly make enough money for the both of us to have good lives. But even when I recommend that she move to another workplace, she told me that she was mentally broken after working at her old job. So I'm not too sure what the best move is to make at this point.
I probably wouldn't know what to do either if I was in your shoes. Realistically speaking, if you don't have enough money, then there aren't many options. But then again, I know it's difficult for you to ask your wife to work, even though she's so mentally worn out.
Exactly. But I just concluded that I need to work as hard as I can for the both of us. We'll see where that takes us. I've always had a reputation for my endless energy. I can work from day in to day out and I'll be completely fine.
That doesn't sound like too great of a plan to me. Are you sure you're going to be happy living like that?
Of course, I'll be happy. I'm sure Sabrina will gradually get better, if I can give her some time to rest at home. And if she's better, then I'm happy. I'll also be sure to tell her how much you've helped me throughout life, and how much of an amazing person you are. Maybe that way she'll be able to acknowledge that some people are more respectable than others. She'll be willing to become closer to you.
I hope so. Sorry for causing another problem for the two of you.
You haven't caused anything. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, Ben.
Of course. And thanks for coming to the dinner with us yesterday. It really did mean a lot. Sabrina and I are going to have the best wedding that you've ever been to, so get ready for that.
I can't believe you. How could you do this to me? Why the hell did you push me into the pool? This is the first time in my life anyone's ever done something so horrible to me.
Oh, well, sorry for stealing your first time. This was the only way I could think of. No hard feelings, okay?
What do you mean?
I wanted you to go home no matter what. I didn't want you at my wedding. But you wouldn't just leave even if I told you to, would you? So I thought about how to get you to leave no matter what. That's when I came up with the idea to sabotage your outfit so you wouldn't be able to stay. So I just pushed you into the pool.
What? So you just decided that it was okay to push me into the pool? You're crazy!
What else was I supposed to do? I hate old ladies like you. Did you expect me to just sit still and watch while you ruined my once-in-a-lifetime experience?
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not an old lady? I thought Ben explained that I wasn't the horrible person that you thought I was.
Yes, he did, and it made me hate you even more.
What?
Ben's a very family-first type of guy. He sat beside me and spoke about you and how you're an amazing person and that I had the wrong impression about you. You were always a caring older sister who would always take care of Ben when his parents couldn't, right? But the more he spoke about you, the more I became annoyed that he sounded like he loved someone else more than me. So the more he tries to make me like you, the more I hate you.
How does that make sense?
He's been especially annoying about you lately. No matter where we are, he starts talking about you. I absolutely hate the way you've made him. And I absolutely hate you yourself even more.
Don't you get it? The only reason that Ben's been talking about me a lot was because he wanted us to get along with each other. He cares about the both of us, and he'd give anything for us to be good sisters-in-law.
Well, he's failed miserably to accomplish that. I mean, you can't just unhate something that you absolutely despise, can you? It was the best feeling over to push you into that pool. From now on, I might just push any old person over when no one's looking.
Sabrina.
Well then, you better get going, old lady. I don't want you to make the wedding hall dirty with your wet clothes.
Whatever. I don't even want to go anyways.
Bye-bye. The wedding's about to begin, by the way. I'm about to have the time of my life.
I will go home. But let me say one last thing to you. I really did try to meet in the middle with you, but I guess I'm allowed to give up on you after what you've done to me today. You're going to regret pushing me into that pool.
That's great. We'll see you then.
I can't take you anymore. I'll make sure that you'll never forgive yourself for this. Be prepared.
You're starting to get annoying. Just go home and tuck yourself into bed, you wet old hag. The exit's that way.
Even if you beg on your knees while crying, I won't stop you.
Do you need some therapy or what? It's always the old ladies and their endless, meaningless conversations. You're the same as all the others, so shut up. Molly, please come back to the wedding hall, please. Ben's with you, isn't he? Please just bring him back.
Yes, Ben's with me. My kind little brother got worried about his soaking wet older sister and made sure that I got home safe.
Well, please tell him to come back to the wedding this instant. The whole crowd is panicking because he won't show up. The workers are saying that they're going to have to call the wedding off if the groom won't show up.
You don't have to worry about that, honey. I heard Ben making a call to the wedding company earlier. He was talking about calling the wedding off anyways.
What? Why on earth would he do that?
Gee, I wonder why, Sabrina. Why would I ever want to get married to you if this was who you really were? Really, pushing your own fiancé's older sister into a pool before the wedding. Seriously.
Ben, is that you?
I can't believe this. If you didn't like how I was talking about my sister so much, then why didn't you just let me know? You should have just said that you would have hated me no matter what I did. Then I would have thought of other ways to have you two get to know each other. But you just ruined it, all by pushing her into a pool before our wedding. What kind of psycho comes up with an idea like that?
Please,
Please don't call me a psycho, honey. I just needed her to leave, and that was the way that I was sure would get her to leave.
That was your idea, after thinking everything through. Well then, I guess I just saved my children from inheriting your tiny brain genetics.
How could you say that?
I'm not even mad anymore. I'm disappointed. The wedding's over, and I'm regretting that I ever got engaged to you. We're getting divorced soon as we get the chance.
Wait, please, just wait a minute. I don't want to get divorced from you.
I don't care. This is the only option that's left for me. I can't get married to someone who can't value my family the same way I do.
Wait, we can talk this out. I know that you're angry right now, but please just think about how I felt.
What do you mean?
You know this, don't you? That all of the old ladies at work would bully me and treat me horribly. And that I hate everyone that I consider to be an old lady. I have a valid reason to hate your sister. And if you're my fiancé, then you should be understanding towards these things.
Stop acting like the victim. You get hated on because you slack off at work, right?
Well,
I tried my very best to be as understanding as I could towards you. So I contacted your workplace, see if they could take any actions to make things better for you. They told me that they would run some checks and interviews to see if there really was any issue.
what? You contacted them?
Yeah, because I cared for you. And I couldn't bear to keep seeing you so worn out because of your work. I was ready to go as far as to hire a lawyer and sue the company for it.
Oh no.
But what do I receive in response? A call to come over to their office to address some issues with you. They told me that after inspection and interviews, they came to the conclusion that you were the one who was making them look bad. You were making fun of your senior colleagues as soon as you first got into the company, weren't you? I heard that you would ridicule the other workers because you were the only young one there.
No, this is a misunderstanding.
No, it ain't, Sabrina. They even called over your colleagues to talk face to face with me.
What?
They had some of the things that you said to them recorded as proof. I got to listen to some of them. I heard my fiancé call people hags, make fun of their physical features. Let me ask you how you thought that wouldn't be hated at work if you treated everyone around you like that. I'm not on your side anymore. As a matter of fact, no one is.
Please don't say that, Ben.
Your colleagues aren't in the wrong. My sister ain't in the wrong. If anything, this means that you were just harassing my older sister for no apparent reason. You better give her a proper apology sometime soon. And know that I'll never forgive you for this.
Ben!
My sister is 10 years older than me. So what? I'm sure my sister had a difficult time figuring out how to deal with such a young brother. But she was always there to help me with my homework. She even cooked when my parents were working until late. But my sister is the best sister in the world.
Ben, I'll apologize for every single word I've said until now, so please, don't leave me. Please come back. We can still finish the wedding. Everyone gathered just to congratulate us. We can't just make them leave, can we?
I don't care. The wedding is cancelled, and that's final. I'll make sure that the cancellation fee goes to you, so be prepared for that.
Please forgive me for everything I've done. I know that I can't take back what I said, but I regret everything deeply. So please help me get back together with Ben. He's already made up his mind about the divorce, and I can't get him to listen to me.
Just sign the divorce papers, Sabrina. I want my little brother to get married to someone who can make him the happiest boy in the world. And I'm sorry, but you've proven to us yourself that you aren't that someone.
Please don't say something like that. I'll be a completely different person from now on. I'll be unbelievable friendly to you.
What?
You've taken very good care of your brother that's 10 years younger than you, haven't you? Then I'm sure you could do the same with a younger sister as young. Please think of me as a younger sister and take good care of me.
Why the hell would I want to take care of you? I hate your guts.
Huh?
Asking me for help won't do you any good, so you should just give up on that and give up altogether and just get a divorce from my brother.
I'll never get divorced. We just got married to each other. And I still love Ben.
Well, it looks like Ben doesn't love you back anymore. He even went as far as to say that he doesn't even remotely feel any interest in you.
He hates me that much? I mean, I guess I was a little annoying, but all I did was have fun making fun of old ladies.
The way you say it, all I did, just goes to show off how little you regret doing what you did. I'm confident that Ben won't even bother listening to whatever you have to say with that mentality like that. So just get the divorce done with and go gather money to pay for the cancellation fee and compensation.
What? What do you mean compensations? Isn't that money that people who cheat have to pay? I never cheated on Ben.
You pay compensation when you force mental pain on someone else. It doesn't have to be cheating. And you pushed your fiance's older sister into a pool. My brother had to endure mental pain because of that, and I endured mental pain as well. I need you to pay for my dress and purse since they got injured by the water. But are you finally starting to realize the scale of what you started between us? Well, that's the idea. So neither I nor my brother will go easy on you. We won't be making any deductions towards the price, and make sure it's a one-time payment.
A one-time payment?
Good luck. It's scary when a 30-year-old ugly hat gets mad, isn't it? Ha! After Sabrina finally gave up, she signed the divorce paper, making the divorce official. On top of that, the cancellation fee and compensation added up to $80,000. After borrowing money from several shady organizations and her own payments, Sabrina was finally able to make the payment. After that, she was fired from her job for everything she'd done to her colleagues. Now she's trying to get married to a rich man by attending matchmaking parties, hosted all over the state. However, most of the other attendees are college students in their 20s, so she's getting made fun of like never before, being 25.
Sorry for bothering you while you're at work, Eloise. Would you be able to take some time off here soon? Perhaps in the next couple of weeks?
The next time I'll be able to take time off will be around the end of this month. Why are you asking?
Actually, my little brother Trey will be getting married. And he asked for us to go and meet with his fiancée and everything soon. So I was hoping that you'd have time to go and do that with me.
What? Trey is getting married now? He was only just talking about how he got a girlfriend a couple of months ago, right?
And well, he's getting married to her now. Trey has always become easily attached to things, and so he wanted to propose to her as soon as he found out how much he loves her.
That's really fast for those two, though. Trey really must have been a good man to his fiancée for her to accept him that quickly. I would have at least asked for a couple months of just dating before saying yes to something like that.
And now he's wanting all of us to meet her as soon as possible. But, his fiancée is a little bit nervous about meeting everyone. Apparently, she's wanting to meet with you and I first before meeting my parents.
I can understand being a little bit nervous for all of that when she's only been with Trey for a little over a month or so, right? Maybe that's why she's wanting to see us first. It'll be practice for her later to go and see your parents.
I understand that you're pretty busy this month, but do you think you can at least take a half a day to come out and see her soon? We can even just make a quick lunch out of it, and then you can go right back to work after.
Understood. Let me see what I can do today about my schedule then. I'll talk to my secretary even, and she might be able to move some things around for an afternoon to become open.
Thank you for doing that, Eloise. Good luck with work today, and I'll see you tonight.
Thank you for coming out to see me today. I hear that you've been pretty busy and had to make some special time just to come and be with me. Oh, you don't have to worry about my schedule, Maria. I'd like to say how happy I am that I was able to meet you and Trey today. And congratulations on becoming engaged. I look forward to being your sister-in-law once the two of you get married. Actually, I'd really like to talk about all of that right now. It's about things regarding our relationship after today. Can we just act like we don't really know one another? Really, I'm not looking forward to ever meeting with you again, and would like for you and I to be very distant. What? What do you mean you want for the both of us to be very distant from one another? To put it in other words, I'm not going to be inviting either of you to my wedding, and from here on out, please don't even text or call me. I would like to say the next time you and I should meet one another is at our in-laws' funerals or something like that. What? So, now that I've made my wishes clear, please respect them. Make sure to tell Milo about what I'm asking as well. Wait a second, Maria? Saying things like that about us out of the blue, I'm not sure what you mean. What? Do you really have to understand the deeper meanings here? As long as you respect what I've asked for, then everything will be okay. I'm asking that you and your husband stay away from us now, so please just shut up and do as I've asked. Why are you saying things like that at this point in time, though? Today at our dinner, we all seemed to be getting along so well with one another. Did I say something rude to you that I never noticed? Well, right in front of you guys and Trey, I had to make sure to fake being all happy. But really, that whole time, I was feeling really let down by both you and your husband. I never actually expected my older sister and brother-in-law to be so poor. Had I known about that all before, I would have never asked to come out and see you both. You're calling us poor? You do realize that Trey is in his 20s right now and running his own company, right? He came from an Ivy League school and is now making bank, which has made him the ideal person for me. And since he ended up such a wonderful man himself, I assumed that both you and your husband would be just as amazing as him, if not more rich. But then to hear from you today that you're from the countryside and are still poor, do you even understand how much shock I was in after hearing about that? Huh? You told me about this at dinner today. You said that you are from some deep woods countryside community in the middle of nowhere, whereas I'm from New York and was raised there all my life. And when being raised there, both my parents had loads of money and raised me in this massive colonial-era mansion. That means that me being from a very wealthy and high-standing family should not be anywhere near your dirty and moneyless self. In other words, what you're getting at right now is that because I'm from the backwoods, you think that automatically makes me poor? I think it's a bit ridiculous of someone like you to be judging me based off of only my birthplace and where I was raised. That's not all I'm judging you off of, though. You did come from the middle of nowhere, but your husband Milo also happens to be a jobless shut-in. It must be very hard on someone who's already at the bottom of society to have to be married to a man that doesn't bring in any money. You both are on a one-way trip to becoming some of the poorest people in America. Did you not listen to a single thing my husband and I were saying to you today at the dinner? My husband is not unemployed right now, rather a hard-working man getting all the housework done at home. Someone who stays home and does the chores all day is jobless, right? Either way, he isn't making any money and should just be called a parasite of yours. Then wouldn't that make you a parasite to Trey as well? Huh? You were telling the both of us that after getting married, you'd leave your job and become a housewife, right? You won't be making any money, nor will you have a job, meaning that you are jobless as well. So you and Milo are one and the same. Would you please stop making fun of me like that? Unlike your husband, I am not without a job right now. And when I become Trey's wife, I will still have a job. Really? My job will be staying pretty and youthful for my husband in order to support him through all his hard work. I'll have to make sure that all of his meals are properly balanced so that he'll always be feeling great without gaining any more weight. And considering I'll be doing all of that to support him as a company owner, you could call my job being a company owner as well. I happen to have a very good job coming my way, so please don't compare me to that jobless Milo. But what about making money? I'm not so sure you'll be making a paycheck every month just by being a wife. Are you kidding me, Eloise? Trey has promised me that every month he'll be giving me an allowance of $5,000 to spend. In other words, that's going to become my paycheck, my income. Your allowance will be your income? However, for Milo, he's not getting an allowance right now, correct? In other words, he's just living in that house without bringing in a penny. The only thing you can call a man like that is a parasite. Come on now. I'm starting to get really tired of trying to figure out what the hell your manner of thinking is. I don't need you to understand how the high class think, so would you please shut up and do as I've asked? Ever since I was a little girl, I have never wanted to become close to those that are even an inch below me in this society. Also, my family and I are allowed to pick and choose who we want to be around, and you guys aren't a part of them. So therefore, after today, I don't want either of you to have anything to do with myself or Trey, please. Even if you both want to be close to me, you're not socially allowed to do that, so don't even bother trying.
Hey, Eloise? Did I do something wrong at that dinner we went to last week? I'm not able to get any texts from Trey or Maria anymore. So I'm wondering if you know what's happened to them?
What was that?
Last week we went out with those two for dinner, right? After that dinner, I sent the both of them a text saying that dinner was really fun and thanks, but they haven't even read it yet. And when I messaged Maria again, she still didn't reply to me. I've started to think I've done something wrong and that those two might have blocked me now.
The fact that not even your little brother, who is known for being very prompt, has not gotten back to you or even read that message yet, probably means he blocked you.
I knew it. Hey, did I really do or say something wrong that evening? I get that I was really happy for my little bro and drank a bit of alcohol that night. But did I really do something that bad there to warrant them blocking me?
You didn't do anything wrong, actually. It's just Maria blocking you for no good reason. And Trey isn't bothering to do anything about her either.
What? What is going on with them right now?
I've been a bit on the fence wondering if I should tell you or not, but I guess I have to now. After that dinner we had, I got a text from Maria, and her and I both talked for a little bit. She told me about how you and I aren't good enough for her and Trey, so she doesn't want us bothering them anymore. She even told me we're not invited to her wedding as well. But the fact that she'd even get Trey involved and have him block you is wild to me. Unless she went and did that herself and he still hasn't noticed anything. She really is a problem, that girl.
Wait a sec. Why are both you and I hated so much by that Maria chick? We aren't good enough for her is what she said? There has to be something I did to piss her off like that, right?
Calm down, Milo. Neither you nor I have done anything wrong here. It's just that Maria hates us for her own reasons that really don't make any sense. Right now she seems to think that both you and I have no money or something.
Huh? She thinks you and I are actually poor?
Compared to Maria, who grew up in New York at an old mansion, I was just raised on the middle of nowhere, right? And with your brother running his own company right now to the best of his abilities, she sees you as doing absolutely nothing because you're home all the time. That means to her, I'm just a moneyless hick from the backwoods, and you're just a parasitic shut-in, and that means you and I don't make any money.
You're telling me that that's her only reason for why she views you and I as poor?
Apparently, since Trey is a CEO right now, she assumed you, being his older brother and me being your wife, we'd have even more to offer than him. So perhaps right now she's in shock because she feels like she's been backstabbed by her own misunderstood expectations.
Wait. That is all just way too crazy to me, though. How can she just decide something like that about us when she barely even knows you and I? She's already gone and blocked me and won't even invite us to her wedding now. I'm sorry, Eloise. Because I'm not working a job right now, she's probably thinking the both of us are lowlives.
You do not have to apologize for something like that. I don't mind you not having a job right now, and you happened to do your best at your last job, which was enough for me to be satisfied with you. You need this time off from working in order to rest your head, all right?
But surely if I was working right now, none of this would be happening to you and I. I'm going to try and get my parents to reach out to Trey for me right now. And then hopefully he'll become aware of what's going on with his fiancée right now.
No, you shouldn't do something like that to them right now. I think it's better we just let things be for right now.
But if we leave things the way they are currently, I'm going to lose my mind.
I understand that, but you saw how those two were acting with one another when we went to dinner, right? Your brother was falling head over heels for Maria and wouldn't stop talking about her. They're already planning on getting married, so we shouldn't do anything that would hurt those two's relationship.
If that's what you want to do, then I'll lay off for a bit. But if Maria starts saying things about us again like that, please let me know so I can tell my parents. I don't care that this is my brother's relationship. Having his fiancée treat us like that will literally make me explode.
All right, I'll let you know if anything else happens. Now, I'm gonna head back to work. I'll be waiting for you to cook me up some more really delicious food tonight. Hey, Maria! What the hell are you trying to do? What were you thinking pouring water all over me like that? And the fact that you just did that in front of everyone with that bucket was insane. I'm the one that wants to ask you that same thing. What the hell are you trying to do? I didn't even invite you to my wedding today. Yet you still came all the way out here and introduced yourself to everyone here. You both are frickin' moneyless lowlifes, so don't you dare come to my wedding of all places. I understand that you didn't invite either one of us here, but Trey contacted us about the wedding. He said that we didn't RSVP or anything to the invitation, but we were still coming, right? Maria, you never sent us the invitation you had ready for us and just threw it away, didn't you? And so what? You should have been able to tell that I didn't want you here and should have just said no to him. Yet you came all the way here like you had nothing to worry about and then introduced yourself to all my guests. Why, at my gorgeous and expensive wedding, is there this moneyless, shut-in supporting lowlife introducing herself to all my guests? Huh? I made sure to prepare this wedding the very best I could, which was to a standard of perfection. And I wanted to show off to everyone today that I'm getting married to a CEO. This wedding has to show everyone that I'm the winner and they should all suck up to me. There is no reason for someone like you to be here talking to everyone that's here for me. But even so, that's not a good enough reason to just come pour a bucket of water all over me like that. Are you an idiot or something? Everyone just saw you do that to me and are as surprised as I am. What's the problem with someone of my class pouring water on someone who's below me? Nobody was shocked to see something like that, and I'm sure they'd all do the same thing if they were in my shoes. I'm sure they were all happy to see that happen to you. That happened to you because a poor person should never come into a high-class wedding and start talking to all the guests. Huh? I really hope you've started to understand what position you're in here. And not just at this wedding, I mean, but in this society. I am getting married to Trey, a CEO. This should have shown you that I have no plans of becoming close friends with any of your kind. Don't think that you can become family to me when you're nothing more than beggars. I will never, ever have anything to do with two lowlifes like you and your husband. Then I'm not working with your husband anymore. The contract is being dismissed and relations are over with. What? I really have reached my limits with you today, Maria. I was trying so hard not to make such a big deal out of this for your guys' sake. But having to get drenched in water by you today was the last straw. If you're going to continue to act like that towards me, then let me help you end all the relations you guys and I had. To start, I'm having that contract terminated today. And I will never ever work with your husband and his company again. What is all of this about right now? What kind of contract are you talking about? You don't have anything to do with my husband and his company's work. Oh, but I have everything to do with it, actually. Your loving husband and I both have a lot to do with one another. Huh? Right now, Trey's company's been doing really well in terms of sales and all that, right? But who might be to thank for all of that growth and has a very good understanding of it all? I'm so sorry. Had you known who I'm talking about, you would have never done something as idiotic as pouring all that water on me. What? As for who I'm talking about, it's me. I happen to work as a customer of Trey's company. Actually, Trey's company happens to be a subcontractor to my company. I happen to have a lot of jobs that I give his company so that he's able to make money through us by handing my company labor. About half of those sales that Trey's been making in terms of selling labor come from my company. Huh? What did you say? That's why today I did not come as his sister-in-law, but rather as his most important customer. Yet if something like this were going to happen to me today, I would have never come. Wait a minute, you're his biggest customer? What? What? You're not just a customer of his, but the biggest one his company has? Just because I'm from the countryside doesn't mean I can't run a company as well. Now that you're aware of things, I'll be going.
Eloise, have you taken all your clothes off and gotten into the tub yet? Did you make sure to get all warmed up and everything? I'm at the store right now getting everything I need to make you chicken noodle soup, alright? Once I'm home, I'll make a big thing of it so that you can warm up and try to fight off any chance of catching a cold.
Thank you for all of this, Milo, but I was just drenched in a little bit of water, so I'll be fine.
You're not fine, though. None of this is fine. You have a very important meeting next week, and if you catch a cold because of Maria, what are we gonna do? We have to make sure you take care of yourself now before it's too late.
You're looking more like my secretary right now than my husband.
I'm not your secretary, I'm like your teacher. Look, you have to understand that back in the day, I was a CEO myself and know what to do here. You have to make sure you take care of yourself before important meetings like that, so that your company can stay strong and not collapse along with you.
then I guess I'll keep quiet and do as you say, teacher.
Jeez, I can't believe that chick would pour water all over you like that at her own wedding. That's not even something to call a mistake anymore. What she did was pure assault. I'm not going to let her get away with that.
Hey, you can chill there, Milo. I have no plans of forgiving her myself, and today I just plan to rest before I get to the business side of taking out the trash. And you can just focus on making me that soup and keeping those nasty colds away from me, please.
All right. I've just picked up all the ingredients and we'll be coming home now. Once you finish with your bath, make sure to get yourself in bed and wait for me, okay?
Please, Eloise, please don't tell me you're really going to stop doing business with Trey's company. Actually, can you come back to the wedding right now? If both you and Milo don't come back here right now, then this wedding is going to be canceled. Wait, it hasn't even been canceled yet? Why would it be canceled already? I just had to explain to everyone what happened just then in order to get them all to wait a bit longer. Everyone said that as long as you come back soon, then they will all stay for the wedding. Then can you tell them all the wedding is over with and that they can all go home now? What? Right now I've just sat down to eat some of my husband's famous chicken noodle soup. He's trying to keep me from catching a cold right now because of you. So he added extra spices to this bowl. I apologize for throwing that bucket of water all over you. So please, would you come here right now? I never knew that you were also a CEO, Eloise. And to hear that you're actually Trey's biggest customer as well, I never knew that. I'm sorry, Maria. It's too late for apologies now. No way, Eloise. Then could you at least hand your phone over to Milo and let me speak to him? Let me speak to him right now. You want to talk to Milo? I heard this from my dad of all people, but is it really true? I know that right now he stays home to do the housework and such, but he was working as a CEO of Doesnt Holdings? Oh, your dad must know a lot about the business world. We never told your parents anything about where Milo used to work and who he was there. My dad is working for that company right now. What? And he knows a lot about your husband and what he did at the company. Milo had worked so hard at the company that within 2 years of first being hired, he made it to becoming the new CEO. And then after a few years of working in that position and taking the company to multiple record-breaking goals, he left because he received all the money he needed. Well, he was just really wanting to retire at a young age was all. And that's why he even put in so much work that even the previous CEO recognized him and said he was next in line. Milo's dream was to work his butt off every day and night to take that company to places it had never been before, so that he could get as many company bonuses as possible and then retire soon after. And he ended up achieving that dream of his in record time. Neither him nor I have ever thought that he'd actually be able to do all of that so quickly. What? And now that he's retired now, he just relaxes at home, getting all the housework done for me while enjoying his hobbies. And even at home, he's still making money through the many shares he got from that company before handing it off to another man. What? Sorry about this, Maria. I just asked Milo if he'd want to talk with you, and he said no. What? He happens to know about your father as well, by the way. His response to me asking about him was that you're the daughter of that useless manager who never got anything done for the company. So Milo totally understands where you got that toxic attitude from now. Useless manager? Now then, make sure you cancel that wedding of yours. And just as was expected, the wedding was canceled, and immediately following it, Maria and Trey started to talk about how there would be no more marriage. After what happened this time, even Trey, who was so madly in love with Maria, had his eyes open to the real kind of monster she is. He told her about how much this was going to ruin his company and about how his relation to his brother and myself had been soured because of her. After that, he said to her everything was off and that he would never, ever talk to her again. Thinking that she'd never hear something like that from Trey, Maria came to Milo and I screaming and crying about how sorry she was for everything. But as she sat outside our doors screaming about how sorry she was, we both looked at one another before locking the door and putting on a movie with the volume at max so that we didn't have to hear her. Trey later went ahead and started to put more attention into his company again after seeing me end that contract in front of his eyes. But after a few months go by, I might go back and see how he's doing, and see if he really does need me to come back and work with him again. As for Maria, only a few weeks after giving up on apologizing to us, she was kicked out of her parents' house as her dad had had enough of her. Apparently Milo put in a bad word to the CEO of the company he used to run, saying that Maria's dad couldn't be trusted and should just be fired. So due to that, he is currently under even more investigation and soon might end up losing the job he never really took seriously to begin with. The last thing anyone has heard about Maria came from Trey after he received a note from her asking for him to take her back. But Trey knew better than to read that note, and so after giving it a skim, he tossed it in the garbage can with Maria watching him do so from a bush in his yard. After that, she was never heard from again, and has most likely left New York for good and gone somewhere lowlifes like her can live. Like perhaps the backwoods or something.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.